having a good week and enjoying this beautiful spring weather. I hope you went outside and saw all of the different flowers that come up now. They're all different colors and different shapes, and some of them smell so beautifully and some not, but still we like them all so much. And if we pick many different colors together, we can arrange a beautiful bouquet and put it on the table and enjoy it. And the variety of flowers complement each other, and they all look even more beautiful. And the same thing with music. Remember, we learned a lot through the past year about music. And if we put all those musical components together, we make a beautiful bouquet of sounds, of different colors and different shapes and different length. And each piece of music, it's kind of like a bouquet of flowers. It gives you a different arrangement. And some of them a huge bouquet, and that's a very long arrangement of music, right? Some we have a very small little bouquet, like a few little flowers you pick on the field outside and you put them in a little vase. So it's a short pieces of music, right? Some of them could be like a trees, dark and gigantic and maybe a little scary sometimes if you look at them at the dark night. But some are very light and beautiful, and we always use flowers for many occasions, right? For sad occasions, for happy occasions. And the same thing with music. Anything happens with your life, you always have music accompany it. You go to school, you have music. You go to the wedding, you have music. You go to the concert outside, you want to dance. If you feel sad, you have music, you know. So music and flowers, I feel like they're very connected together. And if you remember, we listened to the piece of Peter Tchaikovsky, which called Waltz of the Flowers, right? And we were dancing with them. So I will add the music to your listening list, and maybe you can review it and you can dance with that together again. And I will just remind you what we learned about music through this year, right? We learned that the music could be different colors, could be dark, and actually complement different moods, like a scary mood, right? The low notes on the musical, or if we talk about different musical instruments, it could be some kind of a big musical instrument, like tuba or cello, right? And well, could we remember we did the Halloween music, and we did a lot of spooky music, right? Which was down. Then we sang the song, and that was all the instruments that complement our voice when we were singing Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. We were in the middle range of the sounds, and that was different instruments like a violin and clarinet, right? Remember? And then we went to the beautiful high notes of the bubbles and birds and butterflies. And there's the high notes, and we did a different instruments. We talk about flute, right? The little triangles and xylophones that complement all those notes. So if we put them all together, we start with the low, go to the high and back to the low. We can make all kinds of different arrangements and different bouquets, right? We also talked that our music notes, we have 7 music notes. And just like I put it here to remind you, we named them by the 7 different colors of different letters of the alphabet, right? And some composers even decide that every note could be a different color, and the arrangement and the color of the spectrum, right? And we sang the song, I Can Sing a Rainbow. I hope you're practicing it, because we will be singing it all together next week or so, right? Also, we talked that the notes could be different lengths, could be very long note. When you press the note and you're holding it, and that's a whole note. You have to hold it for a long time. Usually you do it at the end of the arrangement. It's like a big flowers, like my rose over here. See, It's a big flower. But then we have a shorter notes, a half note or a quarter note, or we have even shorter notes, 16ths. So it's like those little tiny flowers that could be put together in a bunch. So, and then also we talk about different kinds of music. We talk about classical music that we hear when we go to see ballet or watch an opera. We thought about jazz music, and we talk about the rock music, and we talk about different countries that they have their own musical traditions, and the music from country to country was a little bit different, right? So all that variety of sounds and musics could be put on different musical arrangements. And I would like to play for you on my favorite instrument, on the piano, because on the piano you can do all those notes together, and low notes and middle notes and high notes, and you can play it fast and slow and loud and soft. So maybe one day you will learn how to play piano with different musical instruments. And I pick a piece for you to play, which is called To a Wild Rose. So sunflowers grow in the garden, right? But sunflowers grow somewhere in the field, or in the mountain, or in the forest. And this piece called by American composer Edward McDowell, called To a Wild Rose. Such a beautiful piece, and for some reason I envision yellow rose. Yellow rose which grows somewhere in the mountains, and maybe you can hear that, like you can feel that it's a hot summer day and that flowers blooming there, also beautiful. And sometimes the wind blows and this flower starts to shake their leaves and petals on the with the wind. So maybe you can make a picture of me, of that wild rose growing somewhere, and I will see what you envision when you listen to that piece of music. So this is kind of like a classical piece, right? Classical music, we can say. But then we talk about blues and rock, and I pick another piece for you to listen to, and it's called the Piano Playing Chocolate Eater Blues. I'm sure you all love chocolate, and you know, if you know, that the chocolate grows on the trees as well. So eventually it started with the flower, and then it became a big fruit with all those chocolate beans inside of it. And then from that they made a chocolate. And that gives us a chance to review other musical style that we call it, right? Which called the blues. So, here we go. I've got chocolate inside. And then we talk about another musical style, which was jazz. And I have a little example for you of the American composer Scott Joplin, who wrote Maple Leaf Rag. And maple leaf, it's the big maple trees we have, right? And that's actually maple syrup made from those maple leaves. I don't know if maple trees have flowers, but still they're very pretty, and we all love maple syrup, I'm sure about it. So this is a rags. Another very fun piece. So, I hope you enjoy those musical examples. I hope you will listen to them again and maybe make a little pictures for our next lesson, and maybe Miss Rochelle can show them to you. I am looking forward to seeing you next week, and we're going to be talking about animals. And also, I would really be looking forward to see you at the graduation and our clapping ceremony. And I would love to see your faces because I really miss you guys. So you remember that we're gonna be singing together the song "I Can Sing a Rainbow." Remember? And then we're gonna do our little dance, Brother Come and Dance with Me. So I hope you will review it again, and we can all do it together in the Zoom. So thank you again for listening. I wish you a good week and enjoy the weather and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again soon. Bye.